What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and it is about 10-15 minutes before we see what the feds decide to do, whether they're going to keep the rates the same, they're going to cut them or increase them. That's what is kind of happening here in the next few minutes here. Looking at the markets right now, things are actually starting to come up. Just prior to this, everything was red for the most part, but we're already beginning to see a little bit of hype. Obviously, we got to wait for the announcement. And when that happens, we're going to see if that will spark the bull run and possibly peak of this bull crypto season. That's right, the peak. We're coming up to the end of 2025, and probably around sometime mid-October, maybe November at the latest, we should see Bitcoin hit its peak, depending on what happens with the feds here. Everything is lined up for a rate drop, and if that happens, we could see the peak coming for this bull run. It is right on time, expected. We're just waiting to see what happens here. Coming into Google, here to say in Fed rate drop today, the Federal Reserve is widely expected to announce its first interest rate cut of 2025 today, September 17th, 2025, with a consensus for the 25 base point reduction in the federal funds rate, bringing it to the range of 4% to 4.25. This anticipated move is already reflected in financial markets, with mortgage rates have declined in advance of the official decision. So a whole bunch of things going on. The market is anticipating it, but until it officially happens, we have no idea what's going to happen. So we're going to wait for those rates here, and then I'll finish up this video. We'll come back and see how the market is reacting to whatever decision happens, and we'll look into a little bit more about what this bull run could look like. Guys, it is official. The Federal Reserve did indeed cut the interest by 25 basis points. What is crypto doing right now? It is dumping. So if we come into here and just have a quick peek here, we'll go to the 1 day here, and we can see it just dropped like crazy. Not looking good, but we still have Powell to come up. And as we know, depending what Powell says and stuff, we may see a huge eruption. I think this is probably a bunch of whales here trying to shake up everybody's hands. And I do still feel that possibly will start leading into a run up to peak sometime in the next month or so. But it does look like we are continuing to crash. So things are about to get very interesting. Was this whole thing already priced in? Let me know in the comments section. And it continues to keep dropping. So what are you guys thinking about the market so far? With the rates are dropping, but it seems like they keep talking about jobs are getting worse. The market is actually bad, but they did drop the basis point. So there's a lot of negativity going on right now in their press conference. But I don't know, not financial advice or anything, but I do think we're going to rebound here. Now let's kind of take a look at some past things here. Now, if we go back 7 days, we can see we are dipping right now, but we had much worse of a dip earlier on in the week. Like we went from 116,000 and it dipped straight down to 114.7. So that's a pretty big drop right now. Right now, we're just going from about 115, and we haven't really dropped too much yet compared to this. So we have already seen something way worse earlier, and it did rebound within the same week. So I'm not really concerned at this point in time. Remember, I'm not very good at looking at charts or anything, but looking at past experiences, look at this. Here's 2013. This little rip here was a full-fledged bull run because Bitcoin went from like $120 upwards to a little over $1,000. So that's pretty insane. That's a huge jump. That's a 10x right there happening. It's pretty good. Now, obviously here, 2017, look at here. It peaked in 2017 in December. And then from there, it over doubled this peak here in 2021 here, and it happened in November. Do you see where we're going on here? December, November, 1 month sooner each time prior. So we got 2017 December, we got 2021 in November, and next month is October, which is coming up the 1 month sooner each time, if it even plays out that way. But I think we are set, and the 4-year cycles, guys, as well. 2017, 4 years later, 2021, 4 years later, 2025, Bitcoin is set to peak. And here you can see this little bump is nothing compared to this bump. We're about a 3x higher in 2021 than we were in 2017. And we're barely over double right now. So I still think there's a ways to go. As for the peak, no idea, not financial advice. Don't know how to read these. Someone that's smarter knows how to read this, let me know. But, I'm thinking 150 to close to 200 could possibly be a possibility. Now, that's going to be a huge ramp up coming, but we've seen these spikes shoot like straight up in the past. And I still think that might be coming. But again, I could just have way too much hopium and maybe we're already hitting our peak. That's a very good possibility as well, because usually I always say, if you see any of your coins, especially an altcoin, which is any other coin other than Bitcoin, pump from anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, most likely it's coming to its peak. Now, Bitcoin's a little different thing. It's the OG. It does its thing. But, I really think we're going to see a rebound here and things are going to start looking pretty darn good. Even though right now it's looking bad, I still think sometime next month we're going to be looking at this with big smiles on our face. Now, always there's going to be people all over the place saying it's going to keep going higher, going to keep going higher. Just be ready, be comfortable to take your profits whenever you feel is right for you. Don't listen to people think it's going higher, because you will end up being their liquidity. So be very, very careful out there. And again, nothing here is financial advice, but I do think the peak of this bull cycle is coming. All right, guys, that pretty much does wrap up this video for now. Quick sum up here. We did have rate cuts did happen in the United States here. I'm obviously from Canada, but the States cuts rates and everything affects us throughout the world, and especially all of crypto. But coming into here, we can obviously see it is dipping, but I do feel that we are going to see it start to rise back up. This is probably just a bunch of whales shaking up the atmosphere, getting all them loose hands out of there, stacking up some more, and then obviously manipulation is coming in, and we're probably going to see a spike, and we should most likely see the peak of this cycle for Bitcoin happen within the next month or so. I think 2 months tops. I don't know if it'll make it to November. I really feel the peak will probably happen sometime next month in October, as it has been happening 1 month sooner over the past 4 years, but we can't rule out November 100%. So just be ready for that. Anyway, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the rate cuts. Do you think we will see a rebound or not? I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.